Idaho Sports Talk with Prater and the Ballgame. They always give 100%. Not individually, but collectively. On Sports Radio 95.3 FM and 1350 AM. The Ticket.
All right, welcome back. B.J. reigns in today for Mike Prater. Prater will be back tomorrow. Idaho Sports Talk. Appreciate you guys accessing this program today, B.J. And our guest on the Fat Guys Fresh Deli Hotline, 3, count them, that's it. 3 Boise State quarterbacks have started and won a Mountain West Conference championship game. I'm talking Grant Hedrick, I'm talking Brett Rippon, and I'm talking our guest right now, my man, Jaylon Henderson, who's joining us. Jaylon, what's up? Welcome back to Idaho Sports Talk. Haven't had you on in a while, but can't wait to catch up with you. What's good, dude?
How's it going, guys? I appreciate you having me on today. I miss the city of Boise and all the great people there. And I appreciate you guys having me. I'm excited.
Well, I'll tell you this, Jaylon, just us teasing, having you on, get a bunch of people texting in. Oh, I missed that dude. That dude saved our season. Oh, that dude, this and that. So this will be a fun conversation. I'll start you off with where you are right now, though. The news broke over the weekend or last week that you're going to take your talents. You've been playing professionally in the Arena League. You're going to go overseas. You're going to the Far East. You're going to the Pacific Rim, dude. You're going to Japan to play American football. How'd this come about? How excited are you? And hell yeah, tell us about it, dude.
Absolutely. Well, I'll answer your first question first. Right now, I'm actually back home in Texas. A little side note about that. The heat here is absolutely absurd. It is way too hot.
How hot today?
Right now, it's about 98
Damn.
to about 101 with about 85% humidity. Really hot. Let's just say that. But yeah, man, I had a great experience out in Las Vegas, and I wasn't there for too long before I ended up getting a opportunity that I just couldn't pass up. And talking to my new coaches, they had an eye on me ever since I left Boise, and they sort of knew about me and had a word in the ear. And then I took the entire year of 2020 off, I believe, and was working in the workforce. Worked over at a great place over in Boise called Madison Pool.
Okay,
really good place. And then I went and got my opportunity in the IFL and, played my games there and, talked to my coach and whatnot. The main thing that they were saying was, they had seen my story and my journey, and they didn't think that they had a shot to get me. But they were like, let's just reach out to this kid. And surprisingly, another player that's already on my team, that I went to school with at the University of Texas at San Antonio, he had sort of brought my name up to the coaches, and they're like, "Oh, Jaylon, yeah, we know him.
Mm-hmm.
You know him too." And so it was just all a coincidence. And so we had talked more and more, and then we're able to come up with an opportunity for me that was just too hard to pass up on. It was something that would better me in my future, as far as family building, etc. And then, it's just another experience of a lifetime, right? I mean, how many people can say that, they were able to visit a foreign country and, do what they love there and, be a part of it, go experience that culture. And so it all happened in a really short time, but a long time at the same time. And, I'm just super thankful for it. And, I'm very excited for what's to come.
Jaylon Henderson, our guest, former Boise State quarterback, Mountain West championship winning quarterback here on Idaho Sports Talk 95.3 FM, The Ticket. John Mallory and B.J. Reigns with you. And Jaylon, tell us about this league. I mean, I don't think a lot of people know much about football over there in Japan in terms of Americans thinking of it being like a hotbed for football leagues and stuff. What's the competition like? What's the league like? What percentage is, Americans versus international players versus, folks from Japan? Tell us about the league, man.
Absolutely. Well, the league consists of, there's different tiers of the league. And so there's, I can't think of all the tiers, but I'll be playing in the top tier, which consists of 10 teams. And my team they've been to the championship, the Panasonic Impulse. They've been to the championship 3 out of the last 4 years and won it 2 out of the last 3 years. And so that's I'm pretty much going to another, blue collar like program that I'll be going there to represent. How the league is set up, it's you're allowed 4 American players, and those are considered your professional players. And then everybody else is semi-professional, and they go to work every single day. They work a 9 to 5 pretty much, and they work for the company. So my team name is Panasonic. There's a team named IBM. And if you are not considered professional, then you work somewhere within the company, whether it's logistics, finances, wherever it is within the company. And so myself and then 3 other Americans are going over there and will be considered professional players and are treated as like. And then so our season will be a 10-game season, with the 11th game being the championship game. Practice 3 times a week, games every other week. And just, like I said, an opportunity that was brought upon me that I just couldn't pass up. And like I said, I'm super looking forward to it.
I know you said you're young, you get to travel. I mean, it's the opportunity of a lifetime. You're getting paid a little bit to do this. But I mean, what is pushing you at this point, Jaylon? I mean, you're not giving up that dream of getting paid to play football. And I don't know if you still have hopes of an NFL team, taking notice, or what kind of your end game here is. But for you to, not a lot of guys would do this, go in the Arena League, go this route. They would just, go get an office job and move on. But for you, what's motivating you? What's keeping you wanting to keep this dream alive of playing football?
Absolutely. It's, the joy that it brings me. When I go out there on the football field, it's nothing but I'm having fun. It makes me feel like a kid again. And if it's something that I can do and make a livable wage, why not, right? I've been doing this since the age of 5 here in Texas. And, this game has taught me a lot of life lessons that, that are going to prepare me for my future and prepare me, for what's to come. And I've learned a lot of, do's and don'ts. And it's something that I really respect about the game. And it just helps me, continue to be the person that I am and really thrive in an element that I'm comfortable in. And that's just, what I feel like is the best for myself.
Draft this guy on your Japan X fantasy league, because he's going to have a hell of a year. Jaylon Henderson, former Boise State quarterback, hanging out with us right now. Now, Jaylon, are you worried at all? I mean, because I could see if this works out, and I'm all for it, dude. You're in your mid-20s. I don't know if you're single or whatever, kids, whatever, but you have a chance to go live in the Far East, play football, and absorb yourself into a new culture. Man, you're going to learn so much on this stuff, man. But I will say this. If the XFL, if the USFL, there's multiple leagues in this country now, Jaylon, that are looking for talent. Are you worried at all about a Japanese computer programmer working at Panasonic as your left tackle blows a stinking block and you get your ass kicked in this league? Is that all in your head at all? I mean, what the protection is going to be like? Some of these teammates, you're going to have to be like, hey, dude, no, man. Like, that might be challenging in that regard, eh?
Yeah, it's something that you definitely think about, which went into my decision of going there. The team that I'm going to, it reminds me a lot of Boise State with how they do, with how they operate day in and day out. They are on a set schedule. They bring in, guys that are disciplined, that are want to play football, that, want to do the right thing, that want to come in every single day and work hard and want to be a part of something that's bigger than themselves. And I'm not going to lie to you. There's other teams out there where, they're not necessarily like the team that I'm going to. So that played a big part of it. The team that the Panasonic Impulse, they've got a lot of guys that are, a lot alike the Boise State culture. And, that was something that I truly missed. And, it's exciting to be a part of something like that as well. Again.
Jaylon, I'm just going to say this right now. I need a Panasonic Impulse Jaylon Henderson jersey so I can frame it and put it in our studio here. So I'm going to hit you up on Twitter. We follow each other, so I'll DM you, dude. But those jerseys are going to be clean. I can just feel it, bro.
Yes, sir. I can make that happen.
Hell
sure.
yes. Sorry, BJ. I get the jersey. Jaylon, winning the Mountain West Championship game as a starting quarterback, you heard the intro. Only 2 other quarterbacks have done it. Where does that rank in your football, I don't know, the great moments in your career? Do you still go back on that? I mean, we'll talk a little bit further about your career in a second, but just that game specifically, what you were able to do on stage afterwards, how special was that? What memories do you have there, buddy?
Oh, absolutely. It's definitely something that I'll never forget. Definitely something that I think about every single day. In my house, I've actually got my Mountain West MVP trophy. I've got my helmet from the game, all of my memorabilia up, and I walk right past it every single day. And just that is something that will be implanted in my heart, and something that I will never ever forget about. The things that I have been able to accomplish at the university, and the way how the responsiveness from the fans, the coaches, the community, that is definitely something that will always live within me. And so I appreciate that a lot.
Was it bittersweet at all though with the way it ended?
Oh, absolutely. It's all part of the game, and for me, I'm the type of person, where it's like, whatever happens, you got to keep on living and keep on living the next day, because not every day is promised, and I just got to live right in the moment and continue to strive for what's next. Don't be settled for what's here right now, but continue to strive and build for what's coming up next. What ultimate goal am I working towards?
Jaylon, such fun memories I'm sure you had as the quarterback here at Boise State. You threw to Khalil Shakir, you threw to John Hightower, you threw to John Bates. We're talking NFL guys here, right? That's the roster you guys had there. It was a special team. It's why you won 12 games. Killian Butler was an NFL guy. George Halani had that sensational freshman season there. Do you still keep tabs? If so, what tabs do you keep on Boise State? Because it might feel like you were here forever ago, but dude, like some of these guys, you're on a team now. You were teammates with when you were here. What type of tabs are you keeping on your alma mater at BSU, man?
Oh, absolutely. I first and foremost, since I played quarterback, I like to keep tabs on, all the quarterbacks that are there, and then all the exciting new recruits that they've got coming in. Just super excited for all those guys and the journey that they're about to embark on. And I'm hoping that they can bring another championship. I saw something today that said, those guys over in Fresno they're the favorite to win the championship, and that just, it really got my pee hot. It wanted me to fuel for those guys. And I have a lot of guys that I follow on social media, and I see them, doing the traditional decks, and it just, I want nothing but the best for those guys. Coach Avalos is a wonderful coach. He was my first year being there. He was, the one of the best defensive coordinators I had ever been around. Obviously, I've been around Pete Golding, he's at Alabama. He's very notorious there. But
yep.
I want nothing but the best for those guys. And every time I see a new recruit commit, I get fired up, because I just know, what the journey that they're about to embark on. And I'm just, keeping those type of tabs on them.
Well, know this, Jaylon Henderson. People still talk about you. They still talk about that season. This town was divided briefly on that situation. Do you go back to Hank, or do you stick with the hot hand on Jaylon Henderson? We all know how it worked out, and some fans understood. Some fans are still pissed off about it. And for you to come on Idaho Sports Talk, have class personified on this interview, BJ, I'm really impressed with Jaylon Henderson, and hopefully Bronco Nation, everybody who's listening to this right now, hell yeah, go get your Panasonic. What team is it called again, Jaylon?
The Panasonic Impulse.
Hell yeah, get your Panasonic Impulse.
I'm there, man.
And rock with Jaylon Henderson. Jaylon, we're going to keep tabs on you, and I know you're going about 9 time zones away, but hopefully we can bring you back on sometime here on Idaho Sports Talk and get an update.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys so much for having me today.
All right. Thanks a lot, Jaylon. Good
Appreciate
stuff,
you, man.
Where were you on that, BJ? Appreciate you, Jaylon. BJ, you covered the team that year. I was in Oregon.
Yeah.
How divided was this town? It's a quarterback. This guy was hot. They were winning.
Yep.
Hank was Hurricane Hank. He beat a crappy Florida State team. Now we all know that. They beat Florida State in the worst era of Florida State football, but still, it was cool. How divided was that town?
Quickly. I remember the suspense going into game day and not knowing who it was going to be and what was going on. And there was a day I think Jaylon even met a missed practice because he was sick or something. And then Hank was out there for warmups, and everybody was wondering who was going to start. And they went with Hank. And I remember the only touchdown they scored, I think, was like in the third quarter or fourth quarter when they brought Jaylon back in the game. So there were a lot of fans that thought that Jaylon Henderson should have got the opportunity to finish that season. And I think Jaylon may even think that, but he's obviously said the right stuff. High class individual. And they got, maybe nobody would have beat Washington that day. It
was a tough team. Chris Peterson's last game for the Huskies. What did you think about that situation as a fan? 208-424-9300. Text us your thoughts. We'll read some during feedback finale. Next, though, how about start doing an inventory of your Bronco gear? Color schemes? JP has them next. Idaho Sports Talk.
You're listening to Idaho Sports Talk with Prater and the Ballgame on Sports Radio 95.3 FM and 1350 AM. The Ticket.